minded.
You just have to hate Harry Potter. With a deep loathing. I'd be pissed if they brought back Voldemort and didn't ask me.
It's always been a red flag when you turn the movie franchise into games. The Terminator, James Bond, The Matrix, it never hits. Especially if you're Warner Bros. That one never hits. That's a China, a red flag, 5 stars. So a couple years ago when I've seen the announcement of a Harry Potter game, I thought that one is destined to fail. And what a turnout that was. I was actually surprised because the gameplay was bullseye, the environment bullseye. The story though,
I prefer really not to speak.
And of course, for the sake of clarity, I'm gonna break down each facility in its own exhibits. Starting with Exhibit A, Combat. Having a Harry Potter game, my mind goes straight to Dark Souls magic builds. But the problem is, I hate magic builds. I don't get the fun of playing magic builds. You get no engagement when you're just blasting from far away with the same fucking animation. There is literally no difference in animation when you're just doing the same action over and over again. There is no intensity in your output other than casting the same spell as fast as you can over and over again. And if you get any fun from it, you're just depending on the intensity of your opponent's attack. That's it. There is no risk to it. You're just blasting from far away. There is no need to be greedy and get a bit closer because you're getting the same damage. And that was my perception when it comes to magic builds or magic when it comes to combat as a whole. But before Hogwarts Legacy. The combat in Hogwarts is intense. The developers made it extremely intense. First by adding multiple spells. And I mean a lot of spells. A lot. But not too many to not overwhelm the player. Because each spell has its own job to implement a certain attack or a task. Each spell varies between each other. Each one has its own sort of attacks. Each one has its own purpose. Each one has its own unique attack. So that you don't get overwhelmed or bored from the amount of spells that you obtain. And it's fun to grind those spells. Maybe you wanted a specific spell that you liked from the books or the movies. And the ability to switch between spells is perfect. It's so smooth and fast, which helps a lot when building combos. And yep, you heard me. Combos in a Harry Potter game, but it's amazing. The system of those combos are well done. The idea of that bubble is perfect. The bubble which the developers use to determine what attack should you use first. Because if you implemented the wrong attack or started with the incorrect spell, the spell will ricochet with the opponent and go straight at you. And that's why you should use combos. And there's a lot of combos that you could implement due to the multiple spells that you obtain. Now add all of that with some movements and you get a lot of intensity. That's where you get your peak fun. That's where you get peak intensity, when you're forced to be in a risky position when you engage in a group fight, which is extremely enjoyable. The tougher the boss fight, the tougher the group fight, the more fun there is. Exhibit B, Story. We need to deep this. How do you miss the story when your franchise came from books and movies? Movies that sold 7.7 billion in the box office. Books that sold 600 million copies. Both movies and books story-wise were perfect, were on point. But when it came to Hogwarts, the story was absolute ass. The characters were shit. The dialogues were shit. The plot, shit. I almost had no connection with any character. Every student seems PG-13. They have no sense of humor.
Hello, Zenobia. What did you need help with?
I need someone to collect my gobstones that have been hidden in very high places all over the school.
You don't give a damn about what they're saying, even though they're giving you important information. But that's how dry the dialogues are.
Thought you might be interested in joining me for a bit of an adventure. Following a treasure map, to be precise.
Every student seems weird. When they're talking to you, you think that they are talking to a 9-year-old.
Very good. Points to Ravenclaw.
Swear to God. Put that on Allah. Say, put that on Allah. Say wallahi, bro.
Every ghost literally had more humor than any student or any character. Even though they're literally dead, but they feel much more alive than any student. I can make an exception for Sebastian, and that's it. Sebastian, I cared for him. There was much more interesting stuff about Sebastian and his story. And that's it. No, any character couldn't care less about them. The story, the plot, everything. If I would give a solution to make the story better, even though I know no better, but cut everything in half. The characters, cut them in half. Dialogues in half. Voice actors, even though they did well, but cut them in half. Everything, cut them in half. Exhibit C, World. And the word is the word is that's it. I got that. That's it. I got no words. The words are just spot on. Well done. Half of my footage is just wandering around Hogwarts. That's it. For hours. For a lot of hours. Donkey hours. I'm lost in how good they made it. How perfect it was. Hogwarts is perfect. The design of Hogwarts, everything was spot on. That's it. I literally got no words for it. I'm stuttering. It's perfect. Of course, outside of Hogwarts, the world outside of Hogwarts is good as well. But Hogwarts, man, just perfect. Well designed. They couldn't done better. How could you do better than this? Even though I'm not the nerdiest Harry Potter fan, but I felt connected to Hogwarts. You can interact with everything. Literally everything.
To see your interest in herbology, dare I say, blossom.
The pictures, the puzzles, the Easter eggs, the background music, everything is spot on. I cannot find anything from my vocabulary. 10 out of 10, 15 out of 10, S+, everything.